You know, ladies and gentlemen, for the last 2 years on this podcast channel, pretty well all media in Canada have been talking about this. The kids in the Toronto Blue Jays lineup have unlimited potential, unlimited future, already made the playoffs last year, could be literally World Series contenders this year if they can straighten out their bullpen. But what happened on Sunday in Boston, in the midst of Fenway Park, something that's never been seen before in the history of this venerable facility. The Blue Jays became the first visiting team to score 8 home runs in a contest against the Red Sox, notching again 8 in an 18-4 victory, which was as spectacular as for us as it was ugly for Red Sox fans. Now again, this record is kind of bizarre because previous to this contest, the Red Sox had not given up any more than 3 home runs to any team all season. Again, a contender for the AL East crown with the Blue Jays, Yankees, and Tampa Bay Rays. Now, they had a disastrous 2020 season. Boston is having an impressive turnaround, but the big loser in the game, unfortunately, was the reliever Ryan Weber. Now, it wasn't Weber's fault that he was called in to relieve the starter in the second inning, but Weber was put through the ringer, ladies and gentlemen. It's the worst loss for Boston in almost 2 years, and literally probably is going to rank up there with some of the worst defeats that the Red Sox have ever had, especially against an AL East opponent. Now, Boston was so put out in the contest. They had 2 positional players pitching late in the game as Marwin Gonzalez threw a shutout 8, and Christian Arroyo came in, not the Arroyo pitcher, and gave up a 2-run blast to Rowdy Tellez. Now, Red Sox had given up 5 homers yesterday to the Blue Jays, but this is beyond the pale. Now, the starter, Martin Perez, was relieved by Weber, and he gave up 7 of the 8 homers. And every home run was a tape measure shot. Now, Perez started poorly. He gave up a 3-run blast to Teoscar Hernandez to put the Red Sox up 4-0 early. He gave up another one in the second, and that's when Weber came in. Weber he entered the 2020 season as a Red Sox number 3 starter, was recalled for AAA Worcester to provide innings by Perez. It only got worse. He gave up 11 earned runs on 13 hits, including Vladimir Guerrero home run. His Triple Crown chase is now at 21 home runs, and I think about 343. Now let's look over the stats of this game. Hernandez got the 3-run homer to first. Gurriel homered to left in the first on a 2-2 count. Marcus Semien, our great second baseman, homered in the second. Then Guerrero had a run-scoring single. Hernandez second home run. The center scored Bichette and Guerrero 6 RBIs in a day. Semien another RBI in the 5th on a sacrifice fly. Then Bichette scored a 3-run homer. Then Biggio, coming off injury, our impressive third baseman outfielder, homered in the 6th. Then Guerrero had his, again, 21st on the first pitch in the 7th, scoring Bichette. And then our great DH first baseman, Rowdy Tellez, hit a 2-run homer with Bichette scoring his 5th run of the game. As a number 2 hitter, he was very busy. Now, by the time all was done, Toronto had 20 hits, and I think those 20 hits were could have been more because he hit the ball hard all day. Now, Semien 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Bo Bichette 4 for 5, 5 runs scored, 3 RBIs and a base of balls. Guerrero 2 for 5, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Tellez a 2-run shot. Teoscar 2 runs scored, 6 RBIs, 2 home runs. Grichuk 1 for 5. Lourdes 3 for 5, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI. Biggio 2 for 4. Jonathan Davis got hit, our good speedster, 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. The only problem is our rookie catcher Riley Adams went 0-5 again. He's still learning, 1 for 14. So as it stands right now, ladies and gentlemen, Simeon has 37 RBIs. Teoscar has 40. Tellez has 8. Gurriel has 22. Guerrero has 55. Bijou has 13. And Bichette has almost had 40 with 39. This is not even half the season, ladies and gentlemen. And Bichette had his 8 stolen base of the season. Again, replying for Boston, Bogarts and Dahlbeck, who's starting to be thrown in Toronto's side, had a home run as well. And the pitching line, I think, for if I'm not mistaken, for Weber was an ERA in the 17s because he only played one game this season. Again, Robbie Ray got the victory, and Beasley wrapped it up. So we got Game 4 of the series tomorrow, 18-4 for Toronto. If you're a Boston fan, try to stay away from the Monday morning quarterbacks. Toronto was coming on, ladies and gentlemen. They had a bad series against Chicago, and they've only played, I think this is their 8th game against Boston this year. It's always a slugfest, Boston and Toronto. But for some reason, Toronto was ready today, and what happened, ladies and gentlemen, the opening game of the set on Friday, they were ahead 5-1 in Guerrero's home run. They blew in that inning where it was, I think, 2 hits batsmen, a walk, and it was a 6-5 walk-off for Boston. Boston was lucky to win. I think you woke Toronto up, ladies and gentlemen. And the way it's going right now, Guerrero is in a Triple Crown chase. He's on pace. I'm looking at right now probably 48 home runs, 130 RBIs, 340. It's probably a George Foster-style season if George Foster, again, had more of a better batting average. So this is a Cecil Fielder type year, George Foster, Barry Bonds, but Vladdy, the weight loss has really benefited him, so we see that today. Now, if Springer comes back to help the lineup, ladies and gentlemen, Toronto has a great bench. They can shift. They got the DH open. You can DH Tellez. They can put him at first every once in a while. Bijou can play all positions. If the top 9 Toronto from here on in can average, I think, 90 of the next 100 games, give or take, is going to be interesting. This is a team I'm comparing to the old Brewers, a team I'm comparing to the old Reds, the Reds of the 70s, the Brewers late 70s, early 80s. It's going to take an awful be a good team to beat Toronto, but their bullpen is terrible. They could beat themselves, as we like to say, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. This is a unique podcast on a historic day in Fenway, and actually this game was not broadcast Canada-wide other than Sportsnet's Wonder Channel because of the NHL playoffs. So if you're listening to this after watching the Islander Tampa Bay game, boys, you missed something big. You don't see this every day, and who would want to if you're a Boston fan? Thanks for listening. Bye.